A federal appeals court panel upholding the law that could lead to the ban of TikTok. The court is ruling that requiring the platform to break ties with its China-based parent company, ByteDance, or be banned by mid-January is constitutional. TikTok challenged that law, saying that it violates the First Amendment and that unfairly targets the platform. Lawmakers proposed the ban over concerns that the app is collecting user data, including sensitive information on viewing habits that could fall into the hands of the Chinese government. TikTok and its parent company are expected to now appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. So let's bring in Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes. TikTok's reasoning is that the ban violates their First Amendment rights, but how does that really apply here?
Excellent question. Not their First Amendment rights, but the users' First Amendment rights. And not just the users, but the actual people that the content generators and creators, but also the people that view it. TikTok made the argument that it's not just a First Amendment violation for the creators, but also the receivers. People that are swiping through it are being denied an opportunity. And the argument is sound and legal reasoning that the courts have held in the past that the First Amendment rights don't just rely on the person that's speaking, but also the hearers. And if you abridge or chill speech, and it has a secondary effect of chilling and not allowing someone to hear it, you've also violated the Constitution. But the court here is saying that they're not buying a lot of the argument, specifically because the government can chill speech. We have a First Amendment right to free speech. That doesn't mean that the government can't stop speech. It just means that they have to jump over some hurdles. Specifically, in this case, the highest hurdle, strict scrutiny, being that was there a compelling public interest and is it narrowly tailored? The federal government says, yes, there is a compelling public interest, national security, and it is narrowly tailored. The only way we can stop this national security threat is to sell the company. So the court believed their argument, bought their argument, and was not persuaded by TikTok's argument.
You know, we've heard a lot, it's definitely the sensitive data that China could get. That's definitely the reasoning behind this ban. But could this set a precedent, though, for other apps?
I mean, if I'm Snapchat, if I'm, Instagram or any other social media, one that's out there, I am not looking and worrying over my shoulder if the government is coming towards me in this capacity. There's been a number of other attempts to break up, social media companies for the impact that they're having on children, for the impact that they're having, just in society as a whole, the negative health impacts that come from being on there as well. But this one, being a national security threat, I think is the only uniquely situated company is TikTok, because their parent company is a Chinese company. But I think attempting to do what the government is asking, and this is what TikTok said in their filings, is problematic, if not impossible, because China is requiring, if the company is sold, that they can't get their algorithm. Well, that's the whole juice, that's the whole butter, that's everything they're looking for. So if you sell the company that doesn't have that, it's going to take years to rewrite this code that took them years to write. So it's going to open up a Pandora's box if there is a for sale that doesn't accompany the underlying code.
So it kind of sounds like it's very complicated in that sense. So even if they do sell it, there's still some.
It's going to be selling a house with nothing in it. No walls, no floors. It's just a vacant lot is what they'd be selling them. Maybe a roof, maybe a garage with no car in it. But I can tell you that it's problematic. That's a last-ditch effort. It may get saved. For President-elect Trump says that he wants to find a way to get a sale done. I think it could get done. I just don't think folks are recognizing that China is saying sell it just without the material involved. So we'll see.
All right. Thank you so much, Khalif, for your insight.